Welcome to UC Today with me, David Dungay. Today I have with me Dominic Black from the Cavell Group. Welcome to the show, Dom. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me, Dave. It's a pleasure to be back recording it, and looking forward to hopefully having you in about a month's time at our event.
Well, fantastic. And that is what we are here to talk about, the Cloud Com Summit, coming live from London on the 9th of March. I'm really excited to be going along to an in-person event. But let's talk about Cavell Group first. To our audience who might not be familiar with who Cavell are or what you do, give us a quick introduction.
Sure. So for those who don't know me personally, I'm Dominic Black. I'm Director of Research at Cavell. Cavell's been running for about 15 years, and what we do is provide research, consulting, professional services around the cloud communication industry and around the growing communications industry, predominantly focused on the UCaaS market, and that's where our real bread and butter comes in. So we look at the market, we go out and survey the industry every 6 months. We run enterprise surveys of businesses of multiple different sizes to understand how they're acquiring UCaaS services, what are the reasons that they're looking to buy it. We help service providers understand where they're going to new markets, what some of the trends are coming through, how big the opportunity is, and really try and be that trusted source and trusted advisor for the market.
Fantastic. So the Cloud Com Summit this March. Tell us, why is this event relevant now? And maybe give us a few details of, what we can expect.
Sure. So we set up the event, I think this is the 7th or 8th year that we're running it now. And we realized when my colleague Matt and I were sat there going, well, there's industry events where you have end customer events and everyone there's pitching to businesses and trying to get them to buy their services. You get channel events for the same kind of thing. Channels are trying to understand what they should be acquiring there. But there wasn't really an event where the industry came together, talked about what's happening within the industry, how they should sell more services, how they can do that, what they should be investing in terms of new product, how they could sell their business in the future as well, and kind of what are the key trends coming through there without the burden of there's going to be end customers here listening to what we're saying, or there's going to be channel organizations listening in on this of how they can make more money. So for us, it was a great opportunity to build this, and we really put it together to actually solve that issue. And it's grown every year that we've done it. We've run it in multiple different locations now, but we've always kept the London event as kind of our flagship event that we're doing. And as you say, we've run it virtually for 2 years now, and it's great to be back in person. And 9th of March going to be in London, and hopefully going to be a really good session. We've got really interesting speakers lined up, and what we try and do is get good speakers from all kind of reaches. So we've got a really interesting CEO panel. We've got CEO of Enreach, Destiny, Gamma, and Enfon, some of the kind of core European consolidators and providers in the market, talking around how they're growing, what they're doing, what they're seeing, and then delving into some deeper questions that how you as a service provider are going to make money in the future. I'll be looking at kind of how you're going to make your cloud comm sticky. It's not so good as just selling this service, but how can you keep it with your customers in the long run? Obviously, then going to focus on contact center and customer engagement, around M&A as well, how you can sell your business in the future, what are investors looking for, a lot around Microsoft Teams, what you should be doing, where's the innovation coming from. So really for a service provider, it's going to really touch on all those points that, okay, how should we actually be operating in this market and what should we be doing? We get a lot of feedback from people saying, look, it's just given us some great ideas looking at our competitors and what the rest of the market are doing in different countries to help us drive forward our business.
Fantastic. And obviously, Cavell, you do a lot of research around these markets. Quite often you release your exclusive research at these events. What kind of research can people expect in March?
Well, we've got a few things. We've been running for the last month our annual service provider survey. So we've been out, me and my colleague Katie, interviewing different providers, running a survey at the same time. We try and hit around 100 different providers, get their view from across North America and Europe on how they're changing, what they're buying, what their threats are in the future. So we'll be sharing some of that as well as how we're seeing the markets evolve. So sharing what's happened over the last year, how big the markets are, where's the growth coming from over the next 5 years. So we're going to be touching on that quite a lot. My colleague Matt's also got a keynote on really talking around what are some of the key trends and what you should be doing as a service provider to protect your revenue in the future. So some really interesting points on that. We're also releasing two new research pieces as well that the market probably hasn't seen before. One is our Cavell metrics, where we're looking at sort of what are the key metrics in the industry that you should be judging yourselves on. So whether it's revenue growth, whether it's employee revenue generated, whether it's EBITDA compared to revenue. Some of those are really interesting for providers to get a handle on and start judging themselves against their competitors to see whether they're well positioned. The other pieces around the channel, and I'm not going to talk too much about it now, but we've got some really interesting stuff coming out around the channel, and hopefully everyone's going to be really excited about what we're going to be doing there.
Fantastic. So you've mentioned a few companies already, but tell us, who's going to be there?
So we're probably going to have around about 100 different companies. And obviously we're going to have a few keynotes. We're really thankful for our main sponsors, 2600 Hertz, Cisco, LogMeIn, and NetAccess, all for coming along and sponsoring this event. They're all going to be delivering keynotes on how they're seeing the market evolve and how they're enabling that change as well. We've also got a number of different sponsors at a lower level coming in, and they're going to be standing in and having stands in the main room so that you can come and see them to really see where's the innovation coming from, what different vendors could you work with throughout that. We've got a whole host of different ones in there. So if you're coming to understand what different products you should be looking at, you're going to get a great viewpoint from a lot of the vendors there of what you could be bringing into your portfolio. But even if you're coming as a service provider, the networking opportunities we think are pretty fantastic because there's nowhere else, I think, where you're going to meet a whole host of different competitors, compatriots in the market, people who look very similar in different countries who might be very, very interested in acquiring you at some point or working out how a merger could take place there. I know speaking to the likes of Destiny and Enreach, a lot of those partnerships that they've made and acquisitions they've made were through coming to our event and meeting people there and going, hey, maybe we should work together. So I think there's a bit for everyone in there. If your product, you're going to learn what's happening from the vendors. If you're looking to acquire, there's a great place to come and meet some people there. Or if you're just looking to network with old friends, old colleagues, we're going to have a load of people there who I'm sure everyone knows. It's quite tight-knit industry.
Well, Dom, I'm very excited about coming along in March. I can't wait for this event. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and look forward to having UC today and all the whole team there coming along and taking videos and interviewing people. So really excited to have you there as well.
And thank you for watching. If you want to find out more about the CloudCom Summit, please look at the link in the description. You'll find everything you need to know there, and you can sign up and come along. So that's it from me. My name's David Dungay. I'll see you next time.